Hello and welcome back to the Crookedrivercast. I am Robert, and joining me every week is Tom, and we are two guys from Northeast Ohio just trying to figure out why so many people are vomiting this year. This is show 39, recorded on December 13th, 2025. Another week has gone by, and again, got some stuff to discuss. So let's go! Tis the season. Tis the season. In the morning, Robert. In the morning. Tis the season for Christmas parties and sick kids.
And rock and roll.
And rock and roll, not on cue. There you go. So, yes, Christmas parties and sick kids. That's where I was going with that. Went to a couple of Christmas parties yesterday. A little rough this morning, but I'm going to pull through. But it's work, you know. You got to, manage your alcohol intake for 3 or 4 hours. It takes talent, at my age.
Yeah.
and still do business.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
A little bit of last night. Customers and drinks,
Where was the party at?
Well, I had a customer party, and then when a coworker of mine put on a little shindig at the bar for some of the people in the office.
Nice.
Since our company refuses to, they don't do it. Actually, we are having one this year, but that's a whole other story. But we do that anyway, just as a little thank you to some of the people that help us out during the year. And then the customer party was one of the few remaining that I know of full out customer employee or, employer employee Christmas party. Like everybody gets the day off. They get paid to come in and party.
Oh,
A lot of companies are doing, I've seen some companies do this where they're doing Christmas parties at the same time they do like a safety training or a health screening kind of thing.
They try to work something in instead of just partying.
Yeah, so you get the day out, you get paid for the day, but you got to come in and do this. And what that does, it helps the company. I've heard some owners say it reduces their, they can get better insurance rates, they can get better,
right?
Liability insurance rate, stuff like that if they take these safety courses. So that's how they get everybody to come in at one time. And that's kind of the case for this construction company. But they spend god awful amount of money. They hire bartenders. They've got, I bet, it had to be 50 to 75 feet of food on double-sided, on two sides of a table. It just kept going. It was tons of food.
Nice.
Bring it up because you don't see them very often. Because companies don't do Christmas parties like that anymore for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, that kind of stopped after 2008, right? 2009.
Yeah. I started dwindling off, I think, before then. I think
I know our company was still doing it. I think up until about that time. I forget if we got a new owner around, what was 2007?
7 or 8. Was it 7 or 8? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it stopped with him. And I mean, at the time, I didn't blame him because everything went to crap. But
the first casualty was the alcohol at Christmas parties. That was the first casualty, and that was to save money, but also to save jobs. Too many people getting. I heard some stories, and I've been involved with some things over the years. Probably a good idea for most people not to drink while they're on their coworkers.
Oh, that happens. That happens at our place.
Yeah, you get a little loose.
Oh, yeah.
Loose with the tongue and start telling people how you actually feel.
Yeah, it's not the reason I leave, but that's one of the benefits of not staying too long.
Yeah. That's part of the talent, the art of drinking at work. Is knowing what to say and what not to say. So great. I just sit back and watch people go, and it's quite funny. You probably shouldn't be saying that right now, but... All right, and then of course, which goes with the parties also. But this year's a little extra because I have a sick kid, but she's got a cold, fever, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But really, what has brought to my attention is the flaw in my plan, which she is sick, and currently my snowblower is sick too. So Nobody's shoveling my driveway but me now. That's a flaw.
Wah.
Flaw. Yeah. Well, I had this all worked out, so I don't have to cut the grass or shovel the driveway. And then I didn't think about the snowblower getting sick. Come on. Suck it up. I did it myself. Whined the whole time.
You want a cookie or something?
Actually, yes. Speaking of that.
Silly question.
I know. At one Christmas party early in the week, they went around and introduced everybody, and everybody was asked what their favorite cookie was. What's your favorite Christmas cookie, Tom?
Christmas cookie? It's just chocolate chip, man.
Okay. Is that a Christmas
What's
cookie?
a Christmas cookie?
Yeah, I was going to say, any cookie is a Christmas cookie.
I guess.
My initial thought when they started going around our room was, yes. But somebody already took that. So I went with my backup, which is, I didn't know what they were called. So I called them the peanut butter cookie with the Hershey Kiss in it. We call them peanut butter blossoms. You know what? You've seen those.
I have?
Yeah, it's a little cookie with a Hershey Kiss stuck on top. You never seen
Oh,
those?
yeah. Okay.
Those are awesome because you can have a cookie, a peanut butter chocolate cookie, or you could take them apart and have a peanut butter cookie and then a Hershey Kiss.
Yeah, usually
it's a dual treat.
I just have the Hershey Kiss.
You just pick. Oh, you're the one. You go and show up at the table and all the Hershey Kisses are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Let's remember that now. I always wondered who that was. But yeah, and then there's some people that, some reason said Snickerdoodles was the best Christmas cookie, which I think we've discussed with some of our listeners. That is that really even a cookie? I let it slide. Anyway,
should have sent that person home.
Yeah, I thought about wasn't my place to do, so I shamed them in my own mind. Anyway, anything got going on this week for you? I don't know. I want sick cookies. That would work.
No, uneventful. I got a bit of a cold, I guess.
See,
feeling a little under the weather.
Well, then who's
under the weather? What does that mean? Under the weather.
Good question. Send us a link or send us an email if you know what under the weather comes from. Interested to know a lot of things. I'd like to know where a lot of things like that come from. Under the weather. Oh, don't go down that rabbit hole. Anyway, I think we'll start it. I think you're ready to start. Let's get into this stuff here.
Let's start.
Let's start with, we'll go with the national story, which does have a very, very big tie to Ohio. Trump speaks again. Trump talks to the press, and he talks about Somalians in a certain way. And this AP news article that we have here in the lineup, well, really it sucks. As expected, though. I mean, it is the AP. So here's the headline. Trump ventures deeper into anti-immigration language by calling people from Somalia garbage.
Racist.
I mean, it has to be. It's the only explanation, right? But did he really call people from Somalia garbage? I think he called some people from Somalia garbage. But according to this article, all you see is the quotes garbage, Somali. Hegseth said off camera, Pete Hegseth sitting in the president's immediate left, told Trump on camera, well said. So I'm going through what's his actual quote, because they just have very small snippets as usual.
But yeah, I can't believe they still try to do this.
Yeah. So I figured, let's see what he actually said. Let's listen to his comments, because they're not even very long. All right, yeah, make sure I got the right one here. There we go.
Somalians ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year, billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing.
Remember that number.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries, too. I can say it about other countries too. We don't want them to help. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it.
That's what I voted for.
Yes.
That's what I voted for. Somebody to say, you may not like the way he says it, but, you know, for years I hear people saying, I just want a president that tells it like it is. And then we get a president who tells it like it is, and everybody freaks out and clutches their pearls. Oh, no, he called the friends of Omar garbage. That's who he called her garbage, and her friends garbage, and the country's garbage. Now, it doesn't mean every Somalian is garbage, but his point is valid. They were if they were coming here from paradise and complaining, I could see, but they're coming from a crap hole country. What do they have to complain about? We've got plenty of dogs and cats and squirrels and geese that they can eat. We've got all that kind of stuff.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating
plenty
the
of
cats.
it.
Are the Somalians doing that?
Maybe they were in Springfield.
That was the Haitians.
I mean, what? Good point, but I don't know if there's, But so there you go again.
I think that Somalians are a little bit busier inbreeding.
Yes, they're
not as bad as the Pakistanians or whatever you call them. But I think it's a certain kind of Islam.
Sure.
I forget which one, but they do inbreed.
So how does this tie to us in this great state of Ohio? Well,
tell me.
Well, funny enough, is Minnesota is number one in most Somalians immigrants.
80 to 100,000.
No, it's more than that.
That's what I looked up.
Yeah, I think it's more than that because, according to the reports I'm seeing, Columbus is number 2.
And I saw 60,000.
60,000?
Yeah. That's what you know what? I'm going to look it up right now.
Yeah, look it up because I thought the report, I didn't clip that part of it. I took it out. I thought the report said 600,000.
No. Not that many.
I thought that was quite a bit considering the Columbus population is like just under 1 million.
I look up how many Somalians in Minnesota, and it tells me how many Italians.
Oh, what? AI is going to help, Tom. AI.
Wow.
That's great. Italians, Somalians. I mean, they're close. I thought 600K sounded like way too much. I was like, wow. And then the surrounding area.
Minnesota hosts the largest Somalian population in U.S., with recent estimates placing them number at over 80,000.
All right, so Columbus is 60,000.
Yes, correct. Columbus is 60. That's a lot because...
Well, that's a lot for 900,000 people.
Well, I don't know how many... if Columbus has 900,000, that's a lot. They have 2 reps in the Ohio legislature that are Somalian. District 3... I don't know if this is Franklin County or I think it's Franklin. District 3 and District 10, I believe. And they have 2 they got voted in. I think one of them in 2022, the other in 2024. The second one in 2024 ran unopposed.
Yeah.
And the first one I didn't dig too far into that, but the population there is large enough to get one of their own in. And a bunch of white guilt, I'm sure, too.
So we have I guess there's one woman who posted something on X, which of course is always trustworthy. It's always trustworthy. But she did bring up that 80% number again.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what she has to say. This is I can't remember. What was it? It was posted by I meme, therefore I am, but the watermark, to say the word on the video, says at Kia Neon, whoever that is. So again, it's on the internet, so it's got to be true. But here's what this woman says is going on where she lives in the neighborhoods around Columbus, or in Columbus.
Columbus Mayor Andrew Ginther saying...
Whoa, see, I messed up. Here we go. That's one right here.
Come see Columbus, Ohio, fraud investigators. If you go to the government-assisted housing areas, you will find that most of the housing is Somalians. I would say about 80% of the government-assisted housing in Columbus is Somalians, and the parking lot is occupied with a whole bunch of brand new cars. And the women walking around have designer purses with EBT cards, and they have Apple iPhones stuck up in their hijabs.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. And then go to the businesses that are owned by the men. Because see, what happens is when you have a restaurant or when you have a little corner store and you have a couple of wives and you only have to claim one, then that means the other wives get EBT cards, and you can use those EBT cards to buy food for your store or your restaurant. Yeah. Y'all don't want to talk about fraud.
So then, apparently, she then posts later on the video, because it's a dual video kind of thing, that now they're at her door, or at her window, throwing things at her window. Is that what it was? Did you watch the video? I caught part of it. Yeah, so
they were. She said they were throwing something at her windows.
Yeah, and she's not going to go to the window because that's what they want. But she lives at a boarding house run by Muslims.
And get the hell out of there.
Yeah. So she's like, nobody knows. In order for you to know what room I'm in, you'd have to know, somebody would have to tell you from inside the house. And then she brings, well, yeah, by the way, it's run by, I'm like, well, there's somebody from the neighborhood in there ratting you out. So you probably should leave. If it's even true. But it does sound very familiar, doesn't it? EBT cards, new cars, iPhones, all that kind of stuff. We went through a lot of this during the shutdown going, well, where are they getting all this money? Where are they gaming the system? What does the city of Columbus going to do about it? Anything? Are they going to do anything about it? What do you think, Tom? What are the chances of this?
They're going to help the Somalians out.
Well, yeah, they're well, so here's another report here from CBS. It's WBNS. It's a News 10 out of Columbus. Of what, and I think we hear from those city councilmen in Columbus, or you said legislatures, but I think these are actually city councilmen that you hear. Although the way they run the report, they make it sound like this guy's the mayor, but he's not. You'll see what I'm talking about here.
Okay.
Columbus Mayor Andrew Ginther saying the city of Columbus will not use their resources to do the federal government's job. He added they will not investigate residents solely based off immigration status, and that all residents should feel safe when calling police for help.
Words are powerful, especially when it's coming out from a sitting president. Words carry magnitude and have influence. His words and, labeling a whole community garbage is unacceptable. It's unethical. And it's scary.
And we will continue to show our Somali American neighbors, not just with our words, but with our actions, that we all belong here.
All of us.
That we matter, and that we will not allow anyone to tear our neighbors down.
All of you belong here? So is there a limit on how many Somalians we can bring into Columbus, or are all of you welcome here? So yeah, Columbus isn't going to do anything.
No.
They're a sanctuary city. Why would they want to?
I didn't realize Somali men have multiple wives.
Somali men
under Islamic law, they can have up to 4 wives.
Right. Yeah. I don't know if that's a Somali thing or more of a Muslim.
It's Islam.
Religion.
Islamic.
Yeah, I figured that's what that was. It's great for the profit margin. Where you can buy the free food and then sell it for 100% margin. That's a smart business move if I ever heard one. Yeah. So of course, speaking of more racism,
that's a lot of cousins.
Well, yeah, a lot of brothers you got to marry. A lot of brothers you got to marry.
Well, that's only Omar there.
Yeah. Well, she's doing it.
Well, that's true.
Other people are doing it. That's for damn sure.
I didn't realize the Somalian, both in Minnesota and Columbus, kind of started coming into the U.S. in the early 90s.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not unusual.
About the same time the Ukes were coming and the Ukrainians, right? That would have been under Clinton.
Probably.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. I mean,
as far as like Ukrainians go, I know firsthand they have like their own little economy going. Many of them do. Not all of them, obviously.
Yes, that's kind of it's not unusual.
It's not unusual for one of them to be working full time under the table and then collecting benefits. Definitely not unusual.
But did that happen when the Italians came in?
No.
I mean, they all moved to one area. It makes sense. Little Italy. So you got those in all different kinds of cities. You got Little Italy. You got the Little China, and you got, go to suburbs of Cleveland. You got all kinds of places like that where Chicago is similar like that too. So that's not unusual that people do this. I think it's unusual that they come in and all congregate in one community and suck the resources dry and don't really put into them, is what's part of Trump's point. If you come in this country and you don't provide anything, you don't do help with all you're doing is sucking off the teat of the government. And,
well, back in the day, like when my parents came up, when my dad came over, he had to have a sponsor.
Yep.
And that sponsor had to sign papers that they would take care of him. They wouldn't, they would have to feed him and house him. And, you didn't get anything from the government at that time. It was just, okay, I'll sponsor this person to come to America. I promise that I'll take care of him.
Yeah. If they can't get a job, then
the thing is, most people had a job right away. I mean, like my dad says he got off the boat on a Sunday and was at his first job on Tuesday. So it never stopped working since then.
That was it. You had that was just the mindset. Got to get a job. Got to provide. Got to get a job. And I don't think it's that way anymore. And that's part of a lot of this problem. It's not just Somalians. It's anybody who's coming over here, especially as they're crossing the border illegally. And
well, it's funny because the people that are coming legally, I don't think they get that benefit. I think they still need to be sponsored. And then there's like a waiting period. I mean, basically, you got to wait 5 to 7 years before you can legally come here.
Yes. Or you can overstay your visa or sneak across the border. And then eventually, once there becomes 20 million of you, they'll just wave you in.
Yep.
Wave you in. And that drives you crazy. We do need immigrants. We need more immigrants, but we need to vet these immigrants. We need to get the people that are going to add to our society, not take away. And that's really Trump's point. Is these people are just coming in here and just sucking our resources. If everybody comes to America, there is no more America. So then where are you going to go?
Yeah.
But moving on to more of Trump's racist ways. This one is just tough. This one's really tough. The National Park Service has dropped free admission day on MLK Day and Juneteenth.
Racist.
But they've added Trump's birthday.
Is it his birthday, or did they just add, they just add Flag Day to it?
It doesn't say. It says, "Oh, yeah, they added Trump's birthday." By the way, it's Flag Day too.
Exactly. I have a feeling it's not because of his birthday; it's because it's Flag Day. It just happened to be the same.
That was the first question I had. Is it because I kept going? Well, is it because it's Flag? And then they don't really say in the article.
Of course not.
Of course not, right? I mean, not shocking. But the next question I had is, why you got to get rid of MLK Day and Juneteenth? Like, is it really worth it? Like, what?
Well, I think it's like, because that's just, what is that? What is Juneteenth? I mean, I know what it is. I know what it is. I know what MLK Day is.
Yeah.
But it's so you're giving them, or not them, so you're offering a free day basically because of Black people?
So MLK is, you can make a better point than Juneteenth. Juneteenth is just a day of history. So, do they have free admission on 4th of July, that kind of stuff? They might. I don't know. Martin Luther King is a national icon, I guess you can call it. So maybe that makes sense. Just like there's certain presidents and stuff that have, or other people I think that have, they get free, they'll do a admission free day. I don't think either should be, maybe. I think there should be very few free days, I guess, maybe is my point. I don't see the, was it really worth the trouble of getting, I don't know.
I think it was great.
I get it. I get there's,
here are the free days.
The trolling part. Yeah. It is those days, though, isn't it?
Okay, it's February 16th, President's Day,
Yep.
May 25th, Memorial Day. Well, that's for 2026. So I'll just say President's Day, Memorial Day, Flag Day, and they have / President Trump's birthday, but it is Flag Day. July 3rd through the 5th, Independence Day weekend. Then August 25th, which is 110th birthday of the National Park Service, Constitution Day, and they even have Theodore Roosevelt's birthday. So it's not okay. Whatever. It's not Trump's. Trump's not the only one. And then Veterans Day.
So yeah, there really
the only day that I don't see is Labor Day.
Yeah. Okay. So I would go. Yeah, Martin Luther King and Juneteenth especially seem out of place in that list.
Yeah.
So okay. So basically, why is because we don't care. We don't care what's about to fall. I would think most presidents, politicians would not cut this just because it's not worth the trouble for what you're gaining, which is really nothing. But this administration, considering everything else they've done, they just don't care. We're going to do it. It's not because we don't care about Martin Luther King or Juneteenth. It's just because it doesn't fit. It's not worthy of a free day.
And they don't care about the blowback.
But it's rank racism, Tom. It's rank, and the raw and rank racism here stinks to high heaven, says the Harvard Kennedy School professor. Cornell William Brooks, a former president of the NAACP, wrote on social media. But Tom, and these days are a time where people volunteer to clean up the park.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And now it's going to get more expensive. I'm thinking if you talk to the park, maybe they can get you a pass if you're going to go clean the place up. I bet they can get you some free passes. I bet you can find somebody to get you free passes if you're actually going to clean the place up. That's all they had. No, you can't take this away because some people go there to clean up, and it would cost more money for the nonprofits or whatever it is. Oh, that's all you got? Okay. Eliminated. Bye. More racism, Tom. More racism. If you've got more racism, please let us know. I have such horrible. Subscribe to the show. Send us an email, crookedrivercast@gmail.com. Check out the website when we post the show every Monday. We got somebody there looking through all of our stories and posting them up on a blog so you can follow along with the show. Get more information if you want to look into something a little bit more and help us out. Tell us what we're missing. If there's anything. I question whether we miss anything. Just kidding. We miss all kinds of stuff. So let us know. Send us an email. Go to the website. Share it with your friends. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate you listening and taking your time. Moving on to the next. Oh, we got to check these off. Check. Okay. moving on to the FDA. FDA is out of control, Tom. Completely out of control. These bastards, they want to make vaccines safer, Tom. I don't know where they get off with this. What?
Damn that
How dare they?
RFK.
I know. He wants to give people choice and make it safer. I don't know what the hell is wrong with this guy and why Trump even picked him. Let's do a little background here. So the FDA panel for vaccines is going to be requiring more. They're calling it more hurdles. Food and Drug Administration intends to get tougher on vaccine approvals as top officials raise concerns about the risk of COVID vaccines for children. Now, this is in light of the FDA, CDC coming out and saying, it was the FDA, wasn't it? Yeah, that at least 10 children that they say had died from the COVID shot during the Biden administration. But let's just hear some background here. We'll just go with this and go from there.
The FDA claiming without evidence that COVID shots are linked to at least 10 children's deaths and vowing new vaccine rules because of it. In an internal memo obtained by NBC News, the director of the FDA's vaccine division, Dr. Vinay Prasad, alleges no fewer than 10 deaths reported to the agency between 2021 and 2024 were related to the COVID vaccine. The memo did not include the children's ages or medical history, did not identify the vaccine manufacturer, and these findings have not been published in a peer-reviewed journal. An HHS spokesperson did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Experts maintain COVID vaccines are safe. But now, Dr. Prasad says the agency will change how it evaluates vaccines, including revising the annual flu vaccine framework. The memo says pneumonia vaccine makers will have to show their products reduce pneumonia rather than create antibodies alone. The American Academy of Pediatrics telling us tonight they are concerned that the newly proposed requirements could limit children's access to safe, proven vaccines.
All right. So think about that last statement right there. They're afraid that it could limit the access for children to have safe vaccines. They want to make the approval process. They want to redo it. They want to look at it because they're saying they see, without evidence, 10 deaths from the COVID vaccine. Like, again, it was a memo. It wasn't a book. So you weren't going to put all this stuff in it anyway. And it was an internal memo. It wasn't even for your eyes anyway. They want to actually make them safer. And can you believe they actually want to have vaccine makers prove they work? Get out of here. The nerve, these people. I don't know. You know where to go with this Trump administration.
How dare you?
Yes. Completely out of control. Completely out of control. I don't know. People are freaking out. You know, if at any other time, if there was one report of one kid who died from one vaccine or whatever, it would have shut the whole thing down. They're saying without evidence. Well, this is from I think they pulled a bunch of kids that were reported on the VAERS system, which is a voluntary side effects from drugs and vaccines and stuff. Vaccines, not just drugs. So there's obviously some kind of evidence there. So they post it without evidence. I hate claims without evidence. I don't know. What do you got to say about this, Tom?
Oh, I love this. You know that. We've talked about this.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Well, of course. And why were kids like at 6 months old, babies being offered the COVID vaccine? Why? It hardly affected children.
Remember, if you notice in that clip, experts say the COVID vaccine is safe.
Experts.
Do you remember when they used to say it's safe and effective?
Yes.
They've gotten rid of the effective part.
Yeah, well, they're not trying to sell it anymore.
Right.
Much.
Well, it wasn't an automatic as at the time. So if everyone remembers, I think if
everybody I know that got the shot, got the jab, if you want to call it that, everybody that I know that got that has had COVID more than I have. I got it once, as far as I know, I was pretty sick, and that, my natural immune system took over.
Yep, I had it once too. Maybe I had it again. I don't know, but
yeah, if I had it again, it was just a cold.
It's the cold. It's part of another strain of the cold. That's why I still get people go, "Oh, I'm not feeling well, but don't worry, it's not COVID."
I hear that too.
And my response is usually, so if it was COVID, you would stay home.
It was funny because it was when I was playing with this band, the guy goes, we were supposed to rehearse, and he was a little under the weather. There we go again, under the weather.
Under the weather, we gotta look that up.
And he's like, "Don't worry, I don't have COVID." The whole band texted back, "We don't care."
Oh, good.
Because this guy's a little, let's say, little weak.
Well, because I push back, and I've done, and people, I could tell people get annoyed because I've done it multiple times to the same person. But my guess, I wonder if since it's not COVID, you're okay to leave the house, even though you think you're sick. But if it was COVID, you would stay away. Thanks for spreading your germs. What does it matter? You still think you're sick. If it's COVID or not, maybe you should stay home.
Right.
I conveniently tried to know where it came from, but it didn't pop up quickly, so we'll move on. Under the weather, where?
I'll look it up. You do your thing.
Okay. So I pulled up some more stuff because it popped in through my feed because the FDA and the CDC aren't done. Mr. Kennedy is still going forward with it, even though they're coming after him hard with this stuff. And what I found was this nice little article from today.com. The CDC panel rolls back Hep V vaccine recommendations. I've been screaming about this for a while since I figured out my kids were getting it a long time ago, the vaccine. Why?
To me, it's the silliest thing in the world. Yeah. Well,
and here's everybody. They're screaming at oh my gosh, you're taking away my vaccine. Kids are going to be at risk, and oh my gosh, the liver and this and all kinds of stuff. Well, here, let's listen a little bit from this is from today.com, and they are oh, here it is. CDC Hep B vaccine.
Children in America are less safe. They are vulnerable when we have a duty to most protect them.
Is there any evidence that the Hep B vaccine poses a danger to infants?
None whatsoever.
FDA Commissioner Dr. Marty McCary says it's an issue of parental choice.
There is no scientific evidence that there's a benefit of doing it on the first day of life versus at age 10 or 12.
Except the percentage of those cases is dropped 99%. Isn't that scientific evidence that it works?
It would drop that much if we continue to immunize the subgroup who benefits from it.
The committee still recommends infants born to moms who test positive for Hep B or whose status is unknown get the newborn dose.
For moms who test negative for hepatitis B but still want their infants to get the newborn dose, they should be able to get it. The committee recommends that they first talk to their healthcare providers to weigh the benefits and risks of vaccination. As for the cost, the vaccines will still be covered by public and private insurance.
So what the hell are you even talking about? What's the story here, people?
The story here is they're trying to save their dollars from advertising.
The story here is they're pissed because they can't force you to shoot your kid up with some crap.
Yes. And the news is going right along with it because 60 to 70% of their revenue is from big pharma advertising.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They have to. Otherwise, they won't be in business anymore because they've lost the USAID funding. So this is all they got left, Tom. It's all they got left.
Something else, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Under
by the
the
way,
weather, by the way.
What's that?
Under the weather.
Yeah.
Meaning a sick sailor. So it started on nautical. Like if the weather got bad and the waves got big and the sailor got sick, he would be sent on to the deck below, and they called it under the weather. That's how it started.
Oh, okay.
Weird. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Wanted.
I could have used a breather there.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of what I wanted.
That just blew my mind. That's the only reason I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And that's similar to what they're talking about here with the COVID. You're still gonna be able to get it, or new vaccines. They're still gonna be able to get them. It's just they're gonna test them. They're gonna do a little, and they're actually gonna have to work, not just have this test that says the antibodies increase. No, they're actually have to prove that the vaccine actually does something. Wow, bastards! You son of a! Can't believe you want a vaccine that actually works. Unbelievable.
It reminds me of the day when COVID vaccines started coming out. You know, they were just like, well, you could drive up to your local CVS and just pull into the parking lot and they'll give you the shot right there. Instead of telling people to go talk to their doctor about it.
Yeah. And then the last thing is, oh, by the way, if you still want it and you're not test positive for Hep B, well, you can still get it. We just recommend you talk to your doctor. Oh my gosh, no way. What we should be doing for everything. We should have started with that. Talk to your doctor about everything. Don't let the news tell you. Oh, roll through the CVS parking lot, put your arm out the window, and have them stab you with this experimental drug. It's one of the things I actually could really throw some shade at Trump about is that vaccine.
Yeah, this first term, like there's a couple. Yeah.
And not that what he did it. I mean, he pushed the makers to get something done. I get that part, but he touted it so much for so long, and eventually now he doesn't even talk about it.
He did, but at least he wasn't the one that wanted to mandate it.
Oh yeah, he was no man. He was just saying, look how fast we got something on the market. He didn't want mandates at all. Yeah, so that's a good point. Very good point. But after a while, I was like, dude, you gotta.
It was a thing where everybody was. I don't know about everybody by that time, but a lot of people were still concerned. You know how bad it.
Yeah.
It's gonna, and you know, it was such a. That whole thing was such a crock of shit because they were telling people are dying from this, from the COVID disease, but they weren't telling people how many comorbidities they had. What was it, like 96% of the people that died. I'll put air quotes from COVID.
More died with COVID.
Yeah, most likely they died with COVID because they had 4 or more comorbidities, and it's kind of just like, man, got scammed right into that.
I've contended, or my theory. Everybody goes, well, look how many people died. If we counted flu deaths like we counted COVID deaths, the numbers would be similar.
And use the same testing. Don't forget they were sticking things up dead people's noses to see if there's a virus there after a car accident.
Mm-hmm. After a head injury, and then they go, oh, COVID. And I've got this from actually a pretty good source at the time, because hospitals were getting extra money from the government.
Big dough.
Because of COVID deaths. If you had a COVID death, you got an extra bump from the
$30,000 per COVID death.
Yeah, could be up to, depending on all this other stuff.
Yeah,
so
okay.
They were coding things that way to make money because all the hospitals are dying. You know, a lot, especially the community hospitals and those kind of things. They need all the revenue they can get, and that's you. And
it was a racket.
Oh yeah, complete scam, as they call
shenanigans.
But remember when? So again, they used to call it safe and effective. Now it's just safe because they know it's not effective, and everybody knows it's not effective.
Mm.
And what I've noticed, let's go this way. You remember? So at around 2022, maybe 23 or something like that, they came out with a study that, well, you know what? Let me hold that because let me just announce the story that we're talking about here. So we'll move on from the COVID vaccine and hurdles from the FDA to Northeast Ohioans are being urged to get the flu vaccine despite an imperfect match. He didn't quite get it right this year, but still, got to take it.
Got to get it.
Got to get it because it will still lessen the severity of it. I think I even had an idea stream clip, which I don't even think I pulled. Oh, well.
Flu vaccine is still the answer. It may not be 100% match, but it will reduce the likelihood of severe infection and going to the hospital.
Will it? Okay. So do you remember when they came out, like I said, in 2022, 2023, they had a study stating that the more people who got the COVID vax were more likely to get COVID, especially if you had boosters. The more boosters you had, the more likely you were to get actually COVID, what these studies were saying.
I don't think you were allowed to say that back in 2022, were you?
Maybe it was 23. I think it was before 2024. I thought it was around maybe 23 or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, they may still not have been allowed to say it, but they had the study. I do remember looking at it. And I had at the time men go, oh, this is interesting. And I've noticed anecdotally that the people that, again, this is just anecdotally, the people that I know have got the shot, got the jab, the COVID jab, seem to be sick. And the people that didn't, it might be my biases, but from friends' kids to the adults themselves, it seems like they're always sick. And I don't know, it's just, I guess, me, but it feels like maybe that's something to do with it. So the Cleveland or the Northeast Ohio, the Ohio is saying, got to get it, even though it's not a perfect match, got to get your flu vaccine because it's still better than nothing. Is it really? Because if you do, I don't know if we talked about this on the show or not. I think this might have been pre-show. But the same organization that came out with the COVID study about the more shots you get from COVID shots, the vaccines, the more likely you are to get COVID. They did a study at the Cleveland Clinic in 24-25. So the 24-25 flu season, they did a study. And what they found, so the Cleveland Clinic did a study for their employees. It was over 50,000 people in the study, which is unusually large for a study. Usually you're talking about a couple thousand people. So it's a pretty large sample. And what they found was you were more likely to get COVID. And here's a clip from this guy is Dr. John Campbell. And I watched this guy early on during COVID, and I actually ended up shutting him off because he kept pushing the vax as it started coming out. And apparently I come back a year later, in 21 and 22 probably, to find out he's kind of flipped the script a little bit and looked into it, and he's totally against it. So he brings up this study, and he brings up an actually interesting point on why this study even came out. But let's listen to what they found on the Cleveland Clinic study.
Effectiveness of influenza vaccine during the 24 to 25 respiratory viral season. The study was to evaluate the effectiveness of influenza vaccine during the last flu season that we're just coming out of, hopefully, now. Now, the method that they used here, employees of the Cleveland Clinic and employment in Ohio on October the 1st, 2024 were included. Cumulative incidence of influenza is what they looked for. Whether they were vaccinated was one group or whether they were unvaccinated against influenza. This is flu vaccine, remember. So they can compare one group against the other. This is good research methodology. And they found out that those that were vaccinated got more influenza. So people that had, this is true, people that had the influenza vaccine got more influenza. It was a negative immunity of getting on for 27%. It's a bit like a Monty Python sketch, this, isn't it? The vaccine that gives you more of the thing it's supposed to be protecting you against.
Yeah, that would be a great Monty Python skit. Yeah, there you go. So 27% more likely to get the flu if you had the flu vaccine to those who didn't. And they said it ranged from 7% to 51% more likely. So they averaged it in the middle, kind of at 27%. So is it really better than nothing to get the mismatched flu vax? Even though when you get the matched flu vax from last year, it gave you a much higher rate of infection? I don't think so. So he has a good point at the end of his video. We'll put the video, will be in the show notes or on the blog, on why. And I'm thinking it's weird that they're even, and I thought at the time, I should say, this is 8 months ago, I think, when this came out, like, wow, they actually published it. Like, people are actually talking about this. Like, you would think, well, let's put this under the rug here because it doesn't really fit our narrative. Well, he brings up a point that maybe he knows why. Maybe this is why.
Now, my concern here is, I've just put a note there. My concern is here. People will say, you know what? These dead viral vaccines aren't working very well. What we're going to have to do is change from mushed up dead virus vaccine, attenuated dead viral antigenic challenge vaccines to mRNA vaccines. Do you see the logic there? Given that these current dead viral vaccines aren't working, hey, we need to go to the mRNA influenza vaccine. A prospect which personally I find horrific.
Good catch there, I think. I don't know. Hey, we can't use these old vaccines. We should just use mRNA vaccines. See how badly they're working?
Yep.
I mean, it's a great plan. If that's the plan. If that's the plan. Yes. That's great. I don't know. Anything else on this other than talk to your doctor.
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. As you should do with everything. Everything. Don't listen to the idea stream. Listen to your doctor.
I was, I don't really have now I do, but back then I didn't have like a regular general doctor I was going to. And I talked to two different doctors, 2 different years, but it was after the vaccine came out, and both of them were I said, well, are you going to get one time was before the COVID vaccine came out. And I was like, are you going to get it? And he was hesitant. So that kind of, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And the second time was after it came out. It was a different doctor. And they asked if I wanted it. And I said, no, they never even tried selling me on it. So yeah, talk to your doctor.
Yeah. Talk to
about
your doctor.
Everything like that.
For the most part, I think there is something to be said about, the vax schedule and the recommendations that we started this whole FDA raising the hurdles. I've heard of some people being booted from their practice, from their doctor because they don't want to take, or being threatened of that. Actually, it's more, I think, yeah. Because many people don't know, doctors, they get a kickback if you've got X amount of percentage of your patients vaccinated.
Oh, I forget.
80+% has to be, they get good money.
Yeah, there's a website you can go to, and I forget what it's called, but we talked about it on another show, on one of our first shows, I think. Mm-hmm. But there's a website, like if you're wondering about if your doctor gets a kickback from the big pharma, there's a website that aggregates all that and lets you know.
Yeah, so at least you can find out if if there's even a chance that your doctor is being honest with you about it, or just makes financial sense for the doctor.
Yeah, I worked with a guy who told me about it, and he went on there just because he got such pushback because he didn't want his kids getting all the vaccines, and they're older already. They're 16, 15, something like that. And when he saw how angry they got, he started doing some research on that, and that's where he found out about the website, and his doctor was on there.
Good to know.
Yeah. Got to look that site up again.
So even though they know it's crap, they still want you to take it.
Yep.
And if you pull in the information from Cleveland Clinic study, it seems like it might not be worth it. I guess depending on your situation, but your doctor will tell you. At least it'll give you more information. You can make an educated decision. Don't listen to the media because they've got other agendas called money.
Money, 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 money.
On to the next one is, I didn't know there was something called winter vomiting disease.
Never heard of it, Rob.
Now I do. I think we have, though, because its technical term is the norovirus.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
But I did not know. I think for marketing wise, winter vomiting disease it sticks a little bit better than norovirus.
Let me guess. Is there a vaccine for this?
There is not.
Oh.
There is no treatment.
Oh, there has to be.
There is no treatment. No.
Why are they? What about the marketing? They just trying to scare people?
Well, yes. I mean, scare people does get clicks because if you look at the thumbnail, it's got this virus-looking thing. That's very scary. It's all purple and dark blue and stuff. It's very scary.
Okay.
And the doctor's name in this is called Mr. Dumford.
What?
Yeah,
what is it?
Dr. Dumford. So a couple questions here. They're saying winter vomiting disease is on the rise, which is the norovirus. And it's a stomach virus. Basically, if you got it coming out both ends, you probably got norovirus, winter vomiting disease. Also, so how do they know it's on the rise is one question that I want to know about. So I got a clip. And they also, in this clip, also gives you a clue on what not to do if you get infectious diarrhea. That's the term they use, which is just an awesome term. It really should be winter infectious diarrhea disease. That would really hit hard. But let's hear from the clip. Let's hear how they figure this out and how they know it's on the rise and what not to do if you get infectious diarrhea. Fox 8, winter vomiting.
Cleveland Clinic infectious disease physician Donald Dumford says the virus is hitting earlier than expected, transmitted from person to person, or contamination of food or surfaces.
It does look like this year wastewater is getting contaminated a lot earlier than it was last year.
The biggest spikes are in the Northeast and Midwest, regions now seeing some of the highest wastewater readings in years.
Symptoms typically last for about 2 to 3 days, although you're considered contagious for about 2 to 3 days after you stop having symptoms. So that's important to know so that you're sure that after you've had a case of some type of, infectious diarrhea, you're not, preparing food for others for 2 to 3 days afterwards to protect everybody around you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's a good tip. If you've had infectious diarrhea, give it a few days before you cook dinner. Give it a few days before you cook dinner. Oh my God. So they're testing your poo. That's how they know. They're testing your poo. They're poo testers.
Oh.
I don't trust it. I don't trust the testing of the swill that comes through our sewer systems and having it being accurate to tell me what, that anything's on the rise. Like how is that a legit way to do public health?
Well, I don't know. They're not doing public health here. They're just got you to click on the story. Got me to click on it.
Yes, they did. But really, because it said winter vomiting disease is the only reason I clicked on it.
I know.
And then they're looking at our poo.
That's going to be a Christmas party.
Do they have a warrant to test my poo?
I think it's just in the sewage system, right?
That's constitutional. There's got to be an amendment somewhere. Right to privacy and right to poo privacy.
Just testing poo, not
taste testing.
Poo.
Wait, what? You say it's a whole nother level, Tom. I wouldn't even get that. Ugh. So, freak out. Stomach flu's around. Oh my gosh! No way, really? Huh. 'Tis the season. Christmas parties and sickness is the season. And speaking of sickness and flu, I think we have breaking news. Breaking news, Tom. There's bird flu. 70 dead vultures in Claremont County. Preliminary tests say bird flu.
What's
question
a preliminary test?
Yeah, they got to send it out and it'll take about a week or so to get back. They're probably back already. This article is from the 5th.
Yeah, I saw the initial reports of dead 70 vultures about 5 days before this. So
my question is, did they fall from the sky or do they die when they're on the ground? Because, ouch, vultures are big.
No kidding.
Really hurt somebody. They say there's no effects of the bird flu on humans, but if the bird falls out of the sky,
I think they're trying to change that narrative. They're worried about bird flu moving to humans.
Yes, and
I'm wondering if this is a false flag, Robert.
You think?
I don't know. It was an odd report.
Yes.
And it's odd to see 70 large vultures dead in one area like that.
Well, that's why I would say the reporting on 70 dead vultures would make a news story. But they do. Did
they all get the sniffles and just fall out of the sky?
That's because that's what I want to know, because they said it doesn't, bird flu is not contagious to humans. I mean, you can get it from the bird, but it doesn't go from humans to humans. But I think the threat here is really, what are those 20-pound vultures, or how much does a vulture weigh? 10 pounds?
No.
6, 8, 4?
They probably, yeah, I would.
Like a small cat falling from the sky, Tom. That hurt.
4 or 5 pounds, probably. They probably look a lot bigger than they actually are as far as weight goes.
Yeah, because of the feathers. But it's raining cats, dogs, and vultures, Tom. Cats, dogs, and vultures.
72 dead vultures.
Yeah.
This was at the Pierce Township Elementary School in Claremont County.
The poor kids. They get PTSD training. Well,
I know, isn't it? But it is weird. When I saw that, I started blaming the female, sheriff there or police chief, because they ruin everything.
Okay, I'd be interested to see how they were able to kill 70 vultures all at one time. I mean, that's a hell of a feat. If she could do that,
she probably ordered a drone and it just ran into them.
She might be qualified if she could take out 70 vultures at once.
She was trying to fly a drone.
Trying to fly a drone, and she bounced off.
Just bouncing off vultures.
Knocking them out of the sky. Again, a public health risk. Like a small cat falling from the sky. Now I want to know how much does a vulture weigh? Could be 3 to 4 pounds.
Yeah,
depending on the vulture. That's significant.
They look a lot bigger than they are.
Yeah. Like most do. Like
birds, chicken
birds. They got lots of feathers, like a fluffy dog. Looks bigger than it really is. Hose it down, you really see how it looks. So I'm glad to know that when I was a kid, my mom always told me never touch a dead bird because they carry diseases. And they still do.
Yeah.
That's what they say. Use PPE. Use PPE, please.
There's a podcast, another local hyper local podcast called Let's Talk Claremont. We must get a hold of Patrick and ask him if he knows any more about this.
Oh, yes. Good point. Oh, that's right. That was Claremont, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did he have anything to do with the dead vultures?
I don't know.
Did he see the dead vultures? Does he know if the kids were traumatized? I'd like to know all these things.
I want to know if it's a false flag.
Because, Tom.
No, stop. Think of the children.
Nobody's getting the flu vaccine anymore or the COVID vaccine. Now you got to go get a bird flu vaccine.
If you've been exposed to sick or dead birds, you should monitor your health for 10 days after your last exposure to the birds or their environment. I don't know. I guess, it might be a false flag, Tom. They might be just prepping us for the new flu vaccine that's coming out. That's why they're so upset about the new hurdles, because they're afraid it's going to stop their bird flu vaccine. They've been talking about it for a while. They've been kind of bringing it up here and there about it spreading to humans and spreading to cows. Wasn't it bird flu going to cows?
Yeah,
and stuff like
yeah.
that?
They've been talking about it for a while. I'm kind of kidding about the false flag thing, but it wouldn't, that wouldn't shock me.
No, not at all. So next, I think we're going to have, we have a little bit, let's peek in down in Washington and see what's going on. Oh, there they are. They're there. Critters are still there. Crittering away.
That's a massive door you have there.
I know, I got to really oil that thing too. It's like a portal. I just open it up, peek right down there, and they just go scattering when the light shines in there. It's quite a scene.
Just like roaches.
It is quite a scene. So this one's an interesting one. I'm not sure how I feel about this next one. Bernie, good old Bernie Moreno, he would like to ban dual citizenship. Actually, probably could have gone towards the top and I don't know. I don't understand why the push. Why would he push? But then we talk about the stories from earlier about the Somalians, and we have talk about the Haitians and illegals coming across the border and all this other stuff. In the news story, they have somebody who has triple citizenship. They talk about in the article. So why do you think? What's is this? Do you think this is important or just a bunch of nonsense from Marino?
Nonsense.
He says all or nothing.
I get what he's saying. I agree with him, but I mean, like, just because somebody gets, let's say, U.S. citizenship and they drop their, let's say, German citizenship, it doesn't mean they're not faithful to Germany. What? Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't prove anything.
Right. And that's, they have somebody here from, I think, Young Republicans or something, where he's saying, we can't trust you. We just can't trust you if you don't denounce your, and, Marino denounced, he's Cuban, I guess.
Yeah.
He denounced his Cuban residency or citizenship, which, okay, that's great. A little easier because you're probably never going back there anyway. So
yeah,
that was, if you're from England, I don't know. Do you need to?
I think it's silly, but
the guy they pull in the article, he was born in Ireland, which gives him Ireland and English citizenship, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
So and now he's a U.S. citizen. But they do ask him, well, what if you had to denounce your other citizenship? What would you do? And he's like, I don't know. I thought, well, maybe that's part of the issue. So I think it's a whole lot of nothing. I think it's, I don't know. I think, is he?
Well, he's just trying to get, is
he running for re-election?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not this year, not this cycle.
Okay.
No. He's a Senate, right?
Yeah.
He got that's 6 years? Yes.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
not this cycle.
Yeah, not this cycle. Okay. So that doesn't, he's just pushing down the immigration angle. I don't know. I think for me, it might be when they say it could be a net negative. You could push away some people that would be valuable for us, for our economy, that would want to denounce their English or French or whatever. I mean the French, pretty easy too. But I don't know. I think it's all to do, but nothing. But LaRose or Bernie Moreno is pushing it anyway, I guess, getting some people's feathers all ruffled. As usual.
When I first saw this, I thought they were trying to do that for people that want to run for Congress.
Oh,
because I do think you can run for Congress and have dual citizenship. I think there's a number of them that do.
That might be a valid concern.
That might be a little bit more valid, yeah. But it's still, what does it really? You denounce your country of origin citizenship. Does it really mean you're not faithful to them?
No.
It doesn't mean anything.
No, not really. Not really.
It's a way for them to maybe show people that they're serious. But, what if they're running for Congress, let's say, and they're American citizen, they got dual citizenship, and they make a deal with the country they're actually from. Hey, I'm going to denounce my citizenship from this country. Can I come back if I ever, want to? And they'd be like, well, yeah, you can come back. I mean, are they going to say no? Especially if you start voting for things that screw America up.
Yeah, I think that might be the only case, but it's a lot to do about nothing, like we said. So I don't know. We'll keep an eye on it, see what happens if anything comes of it. Again, it may just be for some headlines, but
yeah.
Next one we got. Oh, here it is. LaRose, Frank LaRose, I guess finally has secured a 20-year agreement for federal access to voter citizenship data. Why is this a story for me? We had to sue the federal government to get information to make sure our elections are safe and secure. Why did the Biden administration not want to share this data? Or previous, how long have they been asking for this data? Does it even say in the article? I don't think it does.
I don't think it does.
No. All it really says is they had to sue the Biden administration to get access to it, and they wouldn't let them. They wouldn't. So I guess the federal government has more information about who's a citizen, who's not, social security numbers and all that stuff, I would imagine.
Right.
And they weren't sharing it with the states.
Well, that's a crock of crap.
Yeah. Almost like, this is a weird thing, almost like Biden administration didn't want a secure election. Interesting.
Do they ever, do the Democrats ever want a secure election? I mean, they literally don't want to have to ask for IDs.
Yeah. They don't even want
in California, or New York, is it? If you ask for an ID, you get arrested.
I thought it was California, but it might be both.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, it's one of those for sure. I forget. So, yeah.
I don't see any other reason other than you want to make sure there's people on the voter rolls that you can manipulate, or that there's dead people on there. All that stuff we hear about all the time about what they find on voter rolls and how many dead people and all this other stuff. And here, I think we did have a story not too long ago about LaRose he's sending out, because there's people, the legislature in Ohio didn't want to mess with the little bit of fraud that he did find. So he was trying to send it off to the feds to see what they would do with it, since they had an administration that was sympathetic towards it. And maybe he didn't need to do that if he could have, I don't know. No, he was just looking for somebody who would prosecute him, because nobody in Ohio. So that, I don't know. Makes no other sense. There really is no other reason that I can think of other than they don't want it to be secure. So otherwise, they'd let you have the information. And I'm just trying to figure out was this something new that got taken away from them by the Biden administration, or yeah.
The articles, it really doesn't tell you.
Yeah, it doesn't. I know I read it and it didn't say anything on it. I was just going back through it again. So at least they got that. It's going to be a little more secure here in Ohio, hopefully.
The agreement builds on recent changes in Ohio law. Senate Bill 293, enacted earlier this year, requires the Secretary of State to perform a monthly voter list maintenance using data from the Ohio Bureau of Motor Vehicles and the SAVE database. The law followed a 2022 constitutional amendment approved by voters requiring that only U.S. citizens be eligible to vote in Ohio elections. It doesn't really tell you when this all started, but
sounds like it was just under the Biden administration. Either this was a new system for them to share, or I don't know. It didn't seem like they've had it before then, so I don't know.
It seems like they wanted access because we passed a bill here that they wanted more access to, so they can institute using what they voted on.
Yeah, you're right. That's what triggered it. Yep.
Yeah.
I see that now. I see what you're saying. Yeah. So in 2022, there's a constitutional amendment. SB 293 is what I'm seeing. And then, so that's what triggered it. That makes sense. Then they asked for it, and the Biden administration said, no, secure elections is not what we want. So we're not going to give you any of that information, because it's only the information about your citizens in your own state. So why would we give that to you? Makes perfect sense. All right.
I'd love to know more about the Somalian residents in Minnesota. You know how they're kind of taking over the state pretty easily, considering there's only
80,000,
100,000, and 80 to 100,000, and then in Ohio there's 2 Ohio people voted into legislature. I'd love to know more on how many can actually vote legally and how many are illegally voting.
Good tie in there, yeah, actually. Huh.
I'm just, because usually first generation people that, like, let's say the people that came here in the 90s, they usually don't become citizens. They maybe have a green card. Their kids would be citizens.
Oh, automatically by being born here, yeah.
But considering how much voting power they have in their local areas, it makes me wonder on how many actually can legitimately vote and how many are kind of fraud.
Mm-hmm. Good question, actually. That's a good tie-in. I like that. Well, seeing as it's Columbus, sanctuary city, I think you might be onto something.
I know they've made it more difficult here in Ohio, but I wonder, like, because I know in the past people can go register to vote without showing ID or anything, or showing ID, but it didn't say anything about being a U.S. citizen on your ID. Those people are kind of grandfathered into being registered to vote.
Yeah. Up until now, maybe with this new thing where they have to do it every month, maybe not. But
well, that's a voter roll. You're still registered.
That's the
okay. If they're gonna audit that roll, the voter roll, then
they might catch some people.
They might be able to catch that. Yeah, it's just
depending on what they're checking. Yeah,
it makes me raise an eyebrow, I guess.
It makes you a racist, basically, because those are all brown people, Tom, and you're trying to restrict access to the voting for people who aren't citizens. I don't understand what your problem is.
I'm a terrible person.
Speaking of, let us know how terrible we are. Send us an email, crookedrivercast.com, and share the show with your friends. Send them a link if you know somebody who's into this kind of stuff, or you think, needs to know a little bit more about what's going on in Ohio. Leave a comment. Rate the show on the podcast apps that if you are listening to the show, we really appreciate it. We know your time is valuable, and the fact that you give us some of it is, we're honored. So thank you. Check out the website, crookedrivercast.com. Send us an email, crookedrivercast@gmail.com. Okay. Next, finishing up or rounding the critter corner here, we have a bill that I've been holding on to this story because I keep going to delete it. I'm like, no, hell no, actually. SB 172, Parental Consent for Mental Health. So as it is now in Ohio, your teenage son or daughter, actually, I don't know if it's even restricted to teenagers, could go to up to 6 appointments with a psychiatrist before they have to let you know that they're going to see a psychiatrist or therapist or whatever. 6.
How up to what age?
I don't know if even
14 and older.
14 and older. Yeah, there you go. Temporary help, 14 and older. So originally the reason they want to change this law is because I think within 6 appointments of your 15-year-old, I bet you can convince them that they're not a girl.
Well, there's all kinds of things you can convince them of.
Yes. Now,
if they're like depressed or, it's not cool.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you don't think you're the gender that you are, I would say you're probably also depressed as well. Or something you've got some
just
issues.
Confused.
You got some issues. You've got very low self-esteem and all that other kind of stuff. And I think to me it all ties together. There's also a lot of things on it. You're not going to take my kid to the psychiatrist or therapist without my consent. The fact that that's the way it is now is absurd. It's completely absurd. Who the hell do you think you are? A teacher can just...
What if the child's getting sexually abused?
And there's the catch.
Yeah.
There's the catch. That's what some of the people who are against the change are saying. I have a feeling we can find a middle ground though, because I still don't understand how you think you could take my child and take them to a therapist or any doctor of anything like that without me knowing in some way. Okay, if my kid says, I get this, there's some issues here, but
don't you have counselors at schools? I guess like if a child's, if their home life is just terrible and they're being abused sexually or physically in any way, violently, aren't there other school counselors that you can go talk to?
I think that would be the avenue, that they would say something to the counselor, and then the counselor would get them in touch with a therapist or a psychologist. And then,
why go to a therapist? Why can't you just go to the counselor and, hey, things aren't good at home, they're abusing me, and then you call the police?
And that's where I come to. Yeah, if the kid's saying my parents or my dad or my mom's abusing me, then I get it. In that case, I can understand them trying to dig a little deeper before you call the cops, but other than that, I guess there is a concern that the kid doesn't know or won't tell, or, after a couple of appointments with a therapist, you find out it's the parents that are doing it.
There's also a big difference between boys and girls, like, how they handle it. So I can't get into the head of a 14-year-old girl because I have no clue. I'm trying to, but there's no way I can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't really, I don't know what's right and wrong here as far as this goes.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I just think there needs to be a little bit tighter oversight, maybe. So that, there's a quote here from let's see, Gil Gamar, some, I don't know who he is because they don't say it, but he says, if a 14-year-old is being raped by a parent, that would have to ask the parent who is doing the aping. I forgot to get flagged on some things if we use that word too much. They have to ask the parent who's abusing the kid for consent to see a clinician. Do they? So couldn't you put in there, like, hey, when it comes to physical abuse or sexual assault, that you could just go right to somebody else? I think that would be an easy fix there. I get there's gray areas and all this stuff. I guess my point is, I don't think, unless you're under certain extreme circumstances, my kids don't go to see anybody and talk to them without me knowing. I don't know. I keep coming back to that. I get the downfalls to it. I just don't know. I don't know. It's got to be a better way. It's got to be something a little bit more granular than just for any reason. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's a tough one.
Yeah, we'll see what they do. I mean, it's a tough one, but
I'd love to hear from more than one parent, being you.
Right.
I'd love to hear what other people think about it.
Yeah, me too.
I would think most good parents probably think what you're feeling here, or feel at least feel about
something wrong about my kid going to see a therapist without me knowing. Just something.
Unless you're abusive, and you're not. So I get why you think this, but I'd love to hear from other parents.
Crookedrivercast@gmail.com. And continue on on the minor part, for some reason, Dewine decided to veto the bill that Republicans had put in place to extend working hours all year for 14 and 15-year-olds to 9 p.m. Let's hear a little bit from Idea Stream.
Governor Mike Dewine has vetoed a bill that would allow 14 and 15-year-olds to work till 9 p.m. year-round. Republicans said it would help with staffing shortages, but Democrats opposed to the longer hours said it wouldn't do much to fill the most in-demand jobs.
Who cares?
Dewine was asked last month if he had concerns about the bill.
Well, look, I mean, you want kids to be able to work. I mean, part of growing up is being able to work. But there are also some downsides to having kids working up to 9 o'clock at night.
In his veto message, Dewine said the issue is whether to allow those teens to work past 7 p.m. during the school week. He wrote, quote, I believe the current law has served us well and has effectively balanced the importance of 14 and 15-year-old children learning to work with the importance of them having time to study, end quote. It's the 9th bill Dewine has vetoed in full, but it passed with veto-proof majorities in both the House and Senate. However, federal law would have to be changed to allow kids to work the extended hours. Karen Kassler at the Ohio Public Radio State House News Bureau.
All right. I mean, on the same point, I mean, it's a similar issue. What if I want my kid to work till 9 p.m.? Who the hell are you, Dewine? Who the hell are you, Ohio State Legislature, to tell me? I get it. There are some parents that may work their kids. That's another issue. But if I want my kid to work till 9 o'clock on a Tuesday, why can't I?
I don't remember what it was like when I was 16, and I don't know. I got my first job at 15, so I remember working through a school year. I think I was able to work till 9, but it was only so many days a week. I think
you are limited by hours, I think.
No, I don't think so, because maybe I can't say. I can't remember for sure.
Yeah.
I think it was weekday hours, but because I do remember putting in long Saturdays and Sundays. Okay. So I don't think it was limited in the same way.
Yeah, maybe not.
And I don't think it was detrimental. I mean, some kids can handle it, some can't. So
yes, and would be for the parents to decide. I get it. There's some parents that suck and won't watch that. You know, Republicans are putting it in as, oh, well, it could help the job market because they need. Yeah, I don't know about that. How about just let parents decide what they do?
Well, no, I think they're kind of right, because these fast food places have a hard time finding people.
Yeah,
and if there are kids that are like, well, I get off of school at 3 o'clock or 2:30 or 3:30 or whatever. Why am I going to bother if I can only work till 7? By the time I get to work, it's like.
Yeah, by the time I get there, I almost turn around and leave.
Yeah, get worked for 2 hours to make $20, not even $20. I don't know.
I think, and if you go, if kids over 16 can work till 9 on school nights. This is really for 14 and 15-year-olds.
Okay,
it's another if the 16-year-olds can do it, what if you're a month away from being 16? You can't work till you have to wait that month because it's going to be.
Well, 16-year-olds are okay. I get it now. Okay, so they're just looking at 14, 15-year-olds. I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, that's the limitation now.
Yeah, I don't think that's a big deal for them to work till 9. The only nice thing with 16-year-olds is they mostly have driver's license, so the parent doesn't have to go pick them up.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess my overall point is really it should not be Columbus's concern.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Definitely
not Elmer Fudd's.
Definitely. Yeah. I'm going to miss putting him in when he leaves office.
Oh, we're going to have different characters.
Yes, we will. Oh, yes, we will.
There's always going to be characters.
It'll be something good. And next one to wrap up the Critter Corner, I believe, is our last Critter Corner one, isn't it? Yeah. So I'll check off at Dewine there because Mr. Fudd. The SB 34 is a, I guess, historical documents bill. I consider it. And, I'm kind of not sure why. We'll get to it about the 10 Commandments. So it's this Idea Stream article says the 10 Commandments could be hung in Ohio classrooms under Republican bill. So SB 34, under SB 34, school boards of districts getting state funds would choose 4 documents from a list assembled by lawmakers. The 10 Commandments are one of the several documents on the list, which has been the focus of most of the scrutiny for SB 34.
Because they're horrible.
Yeah, but I also look at it. Yes, it's a horrible thing. I just, I thought it'd be enough just to allow schools, if they want to put these documents up. But they're forcing them to pick 4. I don't know. And one of them could be. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I just think it's more of why force the schools to do any of it? Like, give them the opportunity allow them to put up these things on the walls if they want to, and then everybody could do what they want. No, I think that would be a better solution. Why do we have to force the schools to pick 4?
It should be the community, right?
Yeah. Yes, it should be the community, which, yes. So the community would decide by talking to their teachers or their school board if they want to put any of them up. What if they don't want to put any of them up? What if they want to put all of them up? They can't. They could put all of them up. Now, I guess they could. They would choose 4 documents. It doesn't say only 4. It doesn't say. I'm assuming they could put all of them up if they want, but that is an assumption. To me, I think it's Republicans going a little too far. Just pass a bill allowing the schools to do it, and that should be enough. And if they don't want to do it, then they don't have to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always like to bounce it off you just to make sure I'm not missing something. But I don't see why you have to make them put it up. That's, to me, the problem. You don't have to put the 10 Commandments up, but it is one of the documents on the list. Does it give the other?
It doesn't. I'm looking at it now. I didn't get a chance to.
I mean,
there's a clip. Did you? Is there anything? Did you clip anything?
I did not clip that. No.
It doesn't.
I think it
usually a clip just goes right over the.
Yeah.
What they wrote, but
yeah, I think I meant to, but I think I lost track. Because idea streams are great because they're usually only a minute long. Get right to the point. Yeah. Come on, like that's not. Again, I'm not a writer. I didn't go to college to be communications or a journalist degree, but I'm thinking that's kind of an important part of the article. Important, like what's the list, people?
Republicans know how to lose.
Yes, that's exactly.
They really do. They start trying to push some of this stuff, and it's like, this is going to get you out of. This is going to push you out of your seat if you do, because you're going to get enough of the blue hairs to come out.
So be careful what you wish for, because when the do-nothing Republicans do something, they usually do it like this.
Yeah.
Just like the abortion bill that turned into an amendment for unfettered abortion.
It was just like when on a national level. Graham is his name? Graham, the guy from South Carolina.
Oh, yeah. Lindsey Graham. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like when they overturned Roe versus Wade, and it just infuriated so many blue hairs. And then the next thing that Lindsey Graham does is propose a bill that bans abortion. It's like, you just have this massive win, and now you're gonna go for this. Let the states the states now have the power, and now you're gonna go for this. So So more Republicans lose seats.
It's so bad. It's almost like it was intended to be that bad.
Yes. Well, I don't even think it was intended. I think some of them are just that low IQ.
I go back and forth on this. Days I agree with you, and days I go, yes, I could see how you look at them being that stupid, but it does take some talent and it does take some kind of brains to stay in power for 30 or 40 years, doesn't it?
No. It takes some knee pads and your charisma.
Yes, so I get yes, but there's a lot of people that would take your seat to do more or the exact same. What I'm saying is, I think just to keep the vultures.
Well, that's where the knee pads come in. You keep getting the money, so you keep getting reelected.
Well, yeah, but what about the people who want your seat that want that
they don't have the money.
I know. Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay. I get what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So yeah, you just keep them giving you all the money, and they won't give anybody else.
As long as you do what as long as you do what the money wants you to do, you're going to get reelected. If you have charisma, it doesn't mean you're smart. Charisma doesn't mean you're smart.
I watched a documentary. I watched a documentary called House of Cards, and I disagree. I'm just kidding. It is. I mean, when you look at a lot of those, I get what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. I still go back and forth. Anyway, through all that, here's the required documents.
I don't think they all are. I just think there are some.
Well, yes, but that's where I go when you look at like the higher ups, the Grahams, the Pelosi's, and the Schumers. Those guys, I don't think they're stupid.
No, they're not.
Somebody behind them telling them what to do.
They're not. You can't earn that kind of money without making that kind of money.
Yeah. Without have someone tell you what to do. Maybe that's the key.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. When I sit and listen to Congress, in their meetings there, sometimes I just go, how did this person get into power?
Oh yeah, when Chantel Brown talks, we wonder why.
There's that, and the latest one was when that white woman was saying how awful she feels about being white. I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, I think I did. I saw. Yeah,
that person is not bright, but yet they're there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and they're trying to stay. So here's the list. The required documents: the Mayflower Compact, Declaration of Independence, the Northwest Ordinance. I'm not even sure what that is. The mottos of the United States and Ohio. In God we trust. With God, all things are possible. Again, not sure what that is. 10 Commandments, Magna Carta, the Bill of Rights, the U.S. Constitution, and the Articles of Confederation. Well, if there's other ones you want to put up there, you can't put those up.
Like what?
I don't know. I didn't say I had an example. I'm just wondering, are you limited to only these? What if you come up with something else? I
think those are all good. I mean, you don't have to put up the 10 Commandments.
No.
I mean, it depends on the region you're in, right?
True. Yeah, if you're in Alabama, yeah, you can put this up. Southern Ohio. I'm thinking nationally too.
Yeah,
your Bible Belt areas, they put it up because that's what people are going to want you to put it up.
Mm-hmm. But the other ones are great. Yeah,
it's close. It's just to me a little bit too heavy-handed. But hey, I guess it's a start. But again, like you said, it just makes you look bad, in my opinion.
I think so. It's a weapon. You're weaponizing the left against you.
Yeah, you're giving them a reason to look at these people. Oh, they're Nazi. Well, I can't see that.
It's those wedge issues,
They're 1934 Germans. I can't say the other word, so I just call them 1934 Germans.
Nazi? You're not allowed to say that?
Well, I mean, no, we can, but some places frown upon
it. Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that. Okay.
Well, I mean, I
good.
Really just,
needs to
joking about it. But that now that everything gets transcribed and they're looking at every word we say. All right.
They're not looking at it.
Somebody is. AI is looking at it, yes. Very scary. All right, enough of that one. Speaking of idiots, Tom, do you, when it snows, do you brush all the snow off your car or just turn the windshield wipers on and the rear defogger?
Depends how late I am. No, I try to brush as much as I can. Sometimes I can't. I don't get to the back window, but if my mirrors are clear, I'm fine.
There actually is a law in Ohio, which brought it up. This article came up with all the snow. There's a law in Ohio where you can get a fine. I would like to look into how many people have actually got this ticket.
I'd like to find the cop that's willing to stand in that kind of weather.
Exactly. I was going to go into that because there's no cop that's going to pull you over in the middle of a blizzard because they don't want to get out of the car either.
Yeah.
And from what I've seen, a lot of those cop cars have snow all over them anyway. So I've seen that before. I'm kind of a stickler to this. I don't understand why you just don't brush it off. I get it. Sometimes you can't reach it, but they make all kinds of different snow removal tools for your car. Mm. I can even get all the snow off the roof of my truck, and it's way too tall for me. Get the little push thing and all that stuff. But the ones that are you could just see, it's just windshield wiper prints, and they've got 6 inches of snow.
Oh yeah,
they're about to get on 480.
That's terrible, but. Like if it's heavy snow, I'm going to get it off. But if it's light snow, I'm like, by the time I get to the highway, I think it's going to blow off.
Yeah, there's a dusting on there. Well, you got 8 inches of snow,
No, that's different. I wouldn't drive with that. That's crazy.
So couple public service announcements, I guess. It's a $150 fine. It's a minor misdemeanor, which carries a $150 fine. But if you do damage to someone's car, you can be liable civilly for a lawsuit. Because the snow is really the big thing. It's when it turns to ice and it comes flying and smacks your windshield. I had this little piece of ice here today from someone's car. It was barely, but man, I was like, that thing's, for that little thin piece of ice hitting my windshield, it was loud, man. I was like, holy cow. It was in the rental car too.
I get that off of semis a lot.
Yeah, on those, there's not a whole lot they could do about the top of the trailer.
I saw this cool tool that I don't know what city it was. Oh, Chardon. It was in Chardon, the Chardon school. It was like this yellow frame that had a big brush across the top, and the school buses drove through it, and it brushed all the snow off.
Genius.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, I guess if you're a truck driver, you really can't do that because it's not like you got the same parking lot to go to every day. But
yeah, I've seen huge drifts on the back of on the trailer of a semi. As like you could tell it had been sitting there a while and it was just like 4 foot of snow, a 4 or 5 foot snow drift on the top of this thing. I'm like, well, it'll be clear up once you go over under a bridge. Just clear it right off.
I wonder if the trucker sits there and goes, yeah, nobody's going to be following me for a while.
Yeah, I was driving home from Toledo over the week, and I'm like, wow, it's snowing already, because it wasn't really snowing out there, but I heard from the office there was a lake effect going on. And I'm like, wow, it's snowing this far west already? Jeez, it must have really been blowing south. And as I got closer, I'm like, oh, no, that was just a truck getting on the freeway. And it looked like it was snowing ahead. Like there was so much snow on the road. But man, yeah, so clean the snow off your car. Come on, don't be a douchebag. Clean the snow off your car. Just, come on. Common courtesy helps everybody out. Well, we're going to wrap up the regular news story list with this call for help is what this is, Tom. It's a call for help. More breweries have closed in Ohio in 2025 that have opened.
Can you say oversaturated?
Save the breweries. Drink more beer. Come on, fellas. It's your duty as an Ohioan. Save the breweries.
Or as entrepreneurs, have a better idea.
That's true. There are too many of them. There's like
way too many of them. 440 craft breweries in Ohio. I mean, I love a good craft beer. 46 opened last year, and 53 were in the works. Make me an IPA that tastes different from the other IPA I drank, without making it weird tasting.
Yeah, I don't know if you really can you?
Exactly.
Go so far because they're putting in all kinds of stuff in it now.
That's the whole point. It's like.
It's not as bad as you think, though, because it's really only 10 breweries have closed. A net 10 that we've lost. So
and considering there's less young people drinking, that's pretty good.
Yeah, there'll be more. There'll be more, I'm sure, because they just have to level off. I mean, the weak ones will fall off, and we'll end up with some strong breweries, and maybe we won't have 440 of them. Maybe we'll have 300. Well,
yeah, I mean,
how can you get by without?
I remember the good old days where all we had was Great Lakes.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, yeah, I'm going to treat myself to good beer this time, this week. And, you weren't going to go get your typical domestic thing. You're going to go get yourself a 6-pack of, Christmas ale or something.
I was going to say, speaking of Christmas ale, have you tried any this year yet from Great Lakes?
No.
I was surprised to see it's actually a reasonable alcohol content.
What's it at?
I think it's just over 7.
That's not bad.
Because I think normal Great Lakes is between 6 and 7.
Yeah, I think it's 6 something, right?
6 something. Depends. 6.2, 6.8, 6.5. Depends on which one you get. But I thought they were usually closer to 9, the Christmas ales.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, I remember commenting years ago, like, they need to cut this. I can't drink more than 2. The bartenders used to call it the Christmas ale zombies. Because the regulars at the bar would have their normal 3 beers, or at 3 beers in of their normal 8 or 9, they'd be comatose at the bar.
Right. The thing about the Christmas ale for me, I like having it at a pub, but at home I never really cared for it.
I had some last week.
Yeah,
12-pack.
Yeah, I'm not like one. If I have one at home, like one is enough of that flavor, and I don't need more than that.
Yeah, this year wasn't too crazy. That's what I kind of noticed about it. It wasn't super.
Okay.
wild like it sometimes is. Super sweet. Some years it's actually pretty decent. I used to actually gravitate towards a Thirsty Dog because it was just it was more beer than.
That's what I was about to say. And I think that was the original Great Lakes.
Yeah. It's the original Great Lakes brewer
recipe, right?
With the Thirsty Dog. Now I went to the place I get my beer from. Yeah, I have one of those cool like hole in the wall convenience stores.
That's a good one.
Crap ton of beer. No Thirsty Dog. So I was going to look up if they're still in business. Maybe they're one of the ones that shut down.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
They're pretty solid.
Yeah, I thought so too. But I didn't see any Thirsty Dog whatsoever because I was going to get a 6-pack of each to see what because I got to do testing for the show, but I couldn't find one.
No, they're still around.
Okay, good. They just didn't have any apparently, or they don't have that.
They could sell out pretty quick with that because I do remember it gaining steam.
Yeah,
as far as compared to the Great Lakes.
So, lesson here is if you need a reason, because you really shouldn't, but here's a good reason to drink more beer. And support your local brewery, but only the good ones, because we got the crappy ones die on the way. All right, that's enough beer talk for that. Next, we're going to have... Oh, geez, what a horrible segue that was. That was just... We bring good things Good things on the good things list today. Oh, I don't know. I thought this was kind of cool. The spaceship Voyager, or whatever you want to call it, spacecraft. It's not a ship. Voyager 1 is set to reach 1 light day from Earth. 1 light day is how long a light will travel in a vacuum in a day, like a light year, but a light day, which is 16 billion miles.
That's something else. I don't believe it, though.
Currently 15.8 billion miles from Earth. You don't believe? You think it's a scam?
Yep.
Okay.
No,
I don't know. Tom,
I don't believe the moon is actually a moon. But I believe this.
I think it's just a shell.
It's a hollow moon. It was a spacecraft.
Oh. Okay. Is it like a Death Star? Is it gonna like kill other planets one day?
No. They left they left the so-called moon and came to the Earth.
Oh, them. Who's they?
Well, us actually.
Well, yeah, point. Whoever built the pyramids. Then that was the landing site. That's a movie, I think.
It's a show.
Alien versus Predator. That's where they land. They land on the pyramid is an actually like a port for them to land their ship on in that movie.
Right.
Oh, I don't. I mean, I've never been to the moon. I'm not even sure if we've actually been in the moon.
Nobody has.
I mean, all I know is according to this article, the Voyager 1 has discovered Jupiter's thin ring and several of Saturn's moons, and Voyager 2 remains the only probe to visit Uranus.
Uranus.
And Neptune. That's it.
So Voyager was launched in 1977.
Yeah.
Man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It still has a couple of sensors on it to study things. And it takes it's almost 1 full day for when they send because they're that far away, when they send
What is it sending us at this point?
It says, I was just looking for that because it does say it has.
Because if it had a camera, it must have run out of film by now.
I think they had digitals on there at the time, like one of the first sensor kind of things. I thought, but could be something else. It could be another probe I could be thinking of. But
I was just kidding.
No, I mean, that's a good point. But I think because I remember, are they still getting pictures from them? But I thought it said somewhere it still has. Oh, you articles always throw me for a loop. That it still has 3 sensors. And it went. Yeah, it doesn't say. Well,
3 working instruments to study the far reaches of the sun's protective bubble. This region, known as the heliosphere, is a vast envelope of magnetic fields and particles extending well beyond Pluto's orbit. Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 are the only spacecraft operating in this distant region of space.
So you say. How do you know? Could be like cloaked or something like the Klingons. Very feasible, very plausible. But anyway, it's cool. We got some space junk that's really far away, called Voyager and Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, because at one point they will be space junk. They're on their way to being very, very space junk, very far away. Eventually they're going to run out of battery or run out of something. Run into something.
Don't know enough about it.
All right, that's enough about spacecraft. Watch for the aliens. They're laughing at us, I'm sure.
They're watching us.
Oh, and laughing.
Eating popcorn.
These fools. Look what they think they are. Last on the list is a cool little story here. Got a Canfield, Ohio junior golfer, Preston Tolnar. Yeah. He's won the Hurricane Junior Golf Tournament Championship, boys 10 to 11 division in Florida. This is the second year he's won it. I know you used to golf at least. I don't know when was the last time you went golfing. Tom,
it's been a while since
the kid shot a 70 and a 67.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's so good. Oh my God. It's 135 through 2 rounds for 7 under par on a national course in Champions Gate Resort. He smashes the current record or the previous record, which was 1 under par.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah. So
he's playing from the ladies' tees. He ain't done nothing.
Yeah. Well, all I know is his parents are thinking exit strategy.
Yeah. No kidding.
Watch
I
out for crazy wives and golf clubs. That's all I gotta say.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good for him. And yeah, so he'll be 2026 Hurricane Cup team will play against the Southern States team in January 26th at the World Golf Hall of Fame in St. Augusta, Florida. Or St. Augustine, Florida.
St. Augustine, Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, this might be a name we hear a lot.
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't blow up.
Yeah.
From the pressure.
Don't take advice from Michael Jordan and you'll be fine. That was
from Michael Jordan.
I think that was I saw something that because that's what what's his name Tiger. I heard Tiger and started talking to Michael Jordan about how to do things, and then all of a sudden I'm sure this is just a joke. They were friends, and it was brought up because he's similar type of athlete as far as fame was Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods.
Oh, Tiger was supposed to be the first billionaire athlete, but
billionaire.
Yeah, he kind of he blew that up. He did a couple of things that were bad.
Because Michael Jordan had a similar reputation, didn't he?
Well, Tiger, the thing, yes, but he kept it quiet.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to say anything about his private life, Tiger's.
Yeah.
I mean, he did what he did, but he could have come back from it if he didn't get into the Navy SEALs and go through the training and mess up his back.
Yeah, mess up his back. Those wasn't all that great to begin with.
Yeah. I think a lot of his downfall, besides the horrible publicity he had for a while, he could have got past that. I think if physically he was strong.
Yeah, all you gotta do is win a couple tournaments and people forget about all that.
People forget about that pretty quick, but considering it was all kind of coming together at the same time, it was like, man. He should have destroyed Phil Nicholson's Jack Nicholson's record of 17. Is it 17?
17
majors?
Majors, yeah, I think it
was.
Or
16, yeah. I forget. Yeah. But he should have destroyed it, and unfortunately, we didn't get to see that because I thought he was going to.
He could have definitely pulled it off because the evidence would show that it could be done. Because just look at the NFL. Look at
what do you mean by that?
Well, the NFL had many scandals, and people just.
Oh yeah.
He's a great player. Like what's his name from Baltimore was involved in some.
Well, who was the guy who played for us here? In basketball, it must have been the late 90s. We had 30 or 40 kids.
Oh yes.
I forget his name.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
He was a center, right?
Yes. Not from the great, from like the 80s teams.
No. I think it was 90s.
Be Free? No, that wasn't.
No.
Remember him?
I forget, but yeah, that whole womanizing thing, that golfers are known to be womanizers. They travel just like baseball players, basketball players, football players, probably a little less so, just because they don't travel as through the whole season like baseball players and golfers. I mean, really, you're starting in January and playing until November, I think, or something like that, and you're just traveling. Your family's not coming along, And
football players are home, whatever home might be, but they're in town during the week and they leave like on Thursday, so they're back. When football play or baseball players and those kind of basketball players they're on the road constantly.
Yeah, I mean,
it makes sense.
Golf, just because it's kind of like more of a clean sport, and probably because there's less. It's mostly white, so they were able to hide it a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, maybe. Good point. I like it, but let's make sure this kid doesn't get there. Somehow they can make sure he doesn't get there. But unfortunately, when you start getting famous at 11, it's kind of hard.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. Like, I hope the pressure and it's weird. Hopefully his parents know how. Like, I think Tiger's parents did a good job.
Yeah, they did actually. He was pretty level-headed, and
his dad knew. I think they were a little bit maybe too.
Those are the stories. They were a little tough on him.
Tough on him, his dad, but he did become the world's greatest golfer.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, the run he had for like what, about 15 years? Jesus.
Yeah, I remember seeing him at Firestone at one time. That was pretty amazing. Following him along.
Yeah, got to see him a couple of times there. It was incredible.
Yes, it was. And then on that note, I would say that pretty much wraps up our show. I thank everybody for listening. If you've gotten this far, I really appreciate it. If you wouldn't mind sharing the show with your friends and helping us grow it a little bit, send us some feedback. If you've got any, tell us maybe what we're missing. If you can help out with some stories in your area, really appreciate it. Probably should say that a little sooner in the show. But that is show 38. Is it 38? Yeah. Oh, show 39. 39 is done, and we'll talk to you next week.
Peace.